Elections stir up more than just headlines. They stir up fear. Whether you love or hate the idea of a Trump economy, the truth is, your money doesn't have to ride the political roller coaster. It's tempting to think your financial future depends on who sits in the Oval Office. But in reality, the biggest changes in your life will come from decisions you make at your own kitchen table. Politicians come and go, policies shift, and markets rise and fall. But the principles of building wealth and securing your financial future are timeless. Let's cut through the noise. The goal isn't to gamble on political outcomes, it's to be ready for any outcome. Whether the next 4 years are booming with tax cuts and deregulation, or filled with tariffs and trade disputes, you can still thrive if you keep your focus on the fundamentals. Your money isn't a political pawn, it's your personal tool for freedom, security, and opportunity. And in this video, we're going to break down exactly how to navigate the uncertainty and come out ahead, without getting caught in the drama. Focus on what you can control. When election seasons hit, the news cycle turns into a non-stop stream of predictions, arguments, and what-if scenarios. That's when many people start making emotional money moves, pulling investments, hoarding cash, or spending recklessly before potential policy changes. But the real secret? Controlling the controllables. You can't decide who wins, but you can decide how much you spend, where you invest, and how you earn. First, take a close look at your spending habits. Inflation, taxes, and interest rates might be shaped by government policy, but your personal spending is entirely up to you. Create a budget that's lean but realistic, one that cuts waste without sacrificing your quality of life. If you've been meaning to unsubscribe from services you don't use or renegotiate bills, now's the time. Every dollar you save during uncertainty becomes a dollar of financial armor. Keep investing, but be strategic. One of the biggest mistakes people make during politically charged economies is hitting the panic button on investments. They see market swings, assume the worst, and pull their money out, only to miss the recovery. History has shown that markets respond to many factors beyond politics. Global supply chains, technological breakthroughs, consumer demand, and central bank policy all play major roles. Instead of trying to time the market based on election results, stick to a diversified investment strategy. Spread your portfolio across different asset classes: stocks, bonds, real estate, and even alternative investments like commodities or index funds. Diversification helps protect you when one sector takes a hit. And remember, volatility can be your friend if you're a long-term investor. Market dips are often buying opportunities in disguise. Protect your income streams. A Trump economy could mean policy changes that affect specific industries. Manufacturing, energy, tech, and trade are often the most impacted. That's why it's smart to avoid relying on a single paycheck. If your job or business could be vulnerable to tariffs, regulations, or market shifts, start building secondary streams of income now. Side hustles, freelance work, digital products, or rental income can give you a financial buffer. Even if your main income source stays strong, having backups reduces anxiety and gives you more freedom to make choices without fear. In times of political uncertainty, income diversification is just as important as investment diversification. Watch the tax landscape. One area where political shifts can have a direct and immediate impact is taxes. Tax rates, deductions, and credits can all change depending on who's in power. While you can't predict every change, you can prepare by staying flexible. If you're self-employed or run a business, make sure you're tracking expenses meticulously and taking advantage of deductions that are currently available. Consider meeting with a tax professional to run scenarios for different possible tax environments. They can help you structure your finances in a way that adapts quickly if the rules change. Separate your emotions from your money. The media thrives on drama, especially around elections. You'll hear stories about markets soaring or crashing within hours of a political announcement. If you're not careful, you can get swept up in the emotional roller coaster. The key is to remember that headlines are designed to get clicks, not to give you a clear long-term picture. When you hear a financial prediction tied to politics, pause before making any moves. Ask yourself, is this short-term noise or does it actually impact my long-term plan? If the answer is short-term noise, don't let it sway your strategy. This level-headed approach is what separates thriving investors from panicked ones. Build an emergency fund and keep it untouchable. No matter who's in office, life will throw you curveballs. Job loss, medical bills, unexpected repairs, these can happen in any economy. An emergency fund isn't just a financial safety net, it's peace of mind. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account. Having that cushion means you won't need to rely on high-interest credit cards or panic sell investments when something unexpected happens. It also gives you the confidence to take calculated risks, whether that's investing in a new opportunity or riding out a temporary downturn. Stay educated, not agitated. One of the best defenses against political financial anxiety is financial literacy. The more you understand about how money works, the less you'll be swayed by political noise. Make it a habit to read reputable financial sources, listen to expert podcasts, or take courses on investing, taxes, and budgeting. But here's the key: choose information sources that prioritize facts over political agendas. Too many financial tips these days are thinly disguised political opinions. When you focus on education instead of outrage, you'll see that most sound financial advice stays the same no matter who's in the White House. Play the long game. Thriving in any economy means thinking beyond the next election cycle. The markets have survived wars, recessions, political scandals, and technological upheavals, and they'll survive this too. The question is whether your personal financial plan can weather those storms. Think about where you want to be financially in 10, 20, or 30 years. Do you want to retire early, own multiple properties, travel the world, fund your children's education without loans? Whatever your goals, start making decisions now that serve that long-term vision instead of reacting to short-term political headlines. Filter your financial conversations. It's not just the media that can influence your financial mindset. Friends, family, and coworkers can too. If you're constantly talking about politics with people who are anxious or angry, you might find yourself feeling stressed about your money for no real reason. Instead, seek out conversations that focus on opportunities, strategies, and solutions. Find mentors or communities who share your financial values and are willing to have level-headed discussions. This will keep you grounded when others are getting swept away by political emotions. Focus on opportunity, not fear. Every economic shift, whether caused by policy changes, market forces, or global events, creates winners and losers. If you train yourself to spot the opportunities, you can put yourself in the winner's circle. For example, if deregulation boosts certain industries, there may be new investment or career opportunities there. If tariffs disrupt imports, there could be a surge in demand for domestic manufacturing or alternative products. The people who thrive aren't the ones who complain about change, they're the ones who adapt to it. The White House might change, but your financial strategy doesn't have to swing with it. Whether you're optimistic or worried about a Trump economy, the principles of building wealth remain the same. Spend wisely, invest consistently, diversify your income, stay educated, and protect your assets. At the end of the day, thriving in a Trump economy, or any economy, comes down to controlling what you can. Political headlines might be loud, but your financial future is built quietly, one decision at a time. If you're ready to take back control of your money, 1 cent at a time, now's the perfect moment to act. Also, subscribe to Sense of Purpose and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the strategies that could change your financial future. Share this video with a friend or family member who's stressing about politics and money, because the best way to face uncertainty is together, with a plan. And I want to hear from you. Drop your biggest money question in the comments below. Whether it's about investing in a volatile market, cutting expenses without sacrificing joy, or finding new ways to earn more, your question could be the topic of our next video. Remember, your financial freedom starts with the small steps you take today. Your future self will thank you, not just for watching, but for taking action.